Hello, welcome to Books and Matcha. My name is Jen, and today we're going to talk about all of the books that are releasing in February that are on my radar. First up, we have several releases that are coming out February 4th. A Killing Cold by Kate Alice Marshall. Kate Alice Marshall is one of my favorite authors, and A Killing Cold is her latest adult thriller. Storm's blowing in. I don't know if you can hear that. In A Killing Cold, the main character is with her fiance at a family retreat, and she starts to realize that there's a family secret that also involves her from her past. The first book in Richard Swan's new series is called Grave Empire. It sounds like magic has been outlawed in this world, so that has me intrigued about this one. Next we have Listen to Your Sister by Nina Veal. This is a debut horror, and it's being compared to Jordan Peele, Stranger Things, and The Other Black Girl. It's set in the woods at an Airbnb, and it's on my must-read list for this year. The English translation of Anoxia by Miguel Hernandez is being released in February. It's been translated by Adrian Nathan West. This is a psychological horror that revolves around photography and the lines between life and death. We also have another translated book called The Black Orb by Ewan Kim that has been translated by Sean Lynn Halbert. In this world, black orbs appear out of nowhere and start consuming people. It sounds like it's weird horror, and I'm excited to check this one out. Then we have A World Worth Saving by Kyle Lukoff. Kyle Lukoff is the author of Too Bright to See, which I absolutely loved and gave 5 stars. A World Worth Saving is a new middle grade fantasy that has a transgender main character who has to save the world. Then we have several books releasing on February 11th. The first one is You Are Fatally Invited by Ande Pliego. This is a locked room mystery set at a writer's retreat on a private island, and I feel like all of the pieces of this have been done before, but I love a good locked room mystery, and this one sounds like Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. Up next, we have another debut horror called Beta Vulgaris by Margie Starsfield. This is one of my favorite covers of the year so far. In this novel, the main character and her boyfriend set off to Minnesota to make money on a sugar beet farm. It sounds like this one has human horrors as well as beet horrors. Then we have The Spirit Collection of Thorn Hall by J. Ann Thomas. In this one, the main character is forced to live in a gothic estate with 15 ghosts. It sounds like this one is spooky, but also heartwarming. The third Emily Wilde book is also coming out February 11th. This new one is called Emily Wilde and the Compendium of Lost Tales. I haven't read the first 2, so I'm really hoping to get caught up with these. I'm not looking too much into what this one is about, so I don't get spoiled for the first 2. Then on February 18th, we have Once Upon a Starlit Tide by Kel Woods. Mermaids. This is a mermaid book. It's also being described as a dark historical fantasy. I'm intrigued. Next, we have several books releasing on February 25th. The first one is Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. I didn't read Wrong Place, Wrong Time, and I feel like I really missed out on that one. In Famous Last Words, our main character discovers that her husband is a gunman and he's in the middle of a hostage situation in London. Then we have Something in the Walls by Daisy Pierce. The main character in this one has just become a child psychologist, and she takes on the case of a 13-year-old girl who thinks she's being haunted by a witch. Up next, we have another novel that has been translated into English called Death Takes Me by Pulitzer Prize-winning author Cristina Rivera Garza. Death Takes Me has been translated by Robin Myers and Sarah Booker. This is a blend of thriller and literary fiction where a professor and a detective are investigating a string of murders against men who are left with lines of poetry on their bodies. Then we have a nonfiction release by Omar El Akkad called One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This. I believe it's told through essays and looks at the West's role in genocide. Then we have Green Teeth by Molly O'Neill. This is an adult cozy fantasy where a lake monster saves a witch. Last, but certainly not least, we have Adrian Tchaikovsky's new release called Shroud. Shroud is an alien encounter story that is set on a pitch black moon. And there you have it. Those are all of the releases that I'm personally excited for that will be releasing in February. If you have any plans to read any of these, please let me know. If there's any other new releases you're excited about, I would love to hear it, and I will talk to you soon.